Welcome, everyone, to race number 4 of Season 2 of the Dash for Cash Superstock Series, hosted by the iRacing Superstock League and sponsored by Econo Auto Painting and Bodyworks and Smith Wraps and Graphics. Tonight, the drivers will be competing at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm your announcer, Atlee @ManWees. Let's talk about the series that you all are watching tonight. The Dash for Cash Superstock Series is a pay-to-play league with cash prizes paid out to the top 3 finishers each race, and the season champion getting $100 and a custom-designed plaque. A customer-designed plaque. So here are the 2 ads for the sponsors, starting off with Econo Auto Painting and Bodyworks. If you're looking for a quality paint job or body work at an affordable price in Fort Pierce, Florida, Econo Auto Painting and Bodyworks is the place for you. They'll provide you with the best value for your money with services starting at only $299. At Econo, their service is friendly and efficient, providing customers with an enjoyable experience and a quick turnaround period from drop-off to pick-up. For a free estimate, please stop to their Fort Pierce location off Oleander Avenue, just west of US 1 and north of Weatherby Road. You can call them 772-465-9444, or you can find them on Facebook at Econo Auto Painting and Bodyworks. So if you're in the Fort Pierce area, make sure to give Econo Auto Painting and Bodyworks some business. And also, we'd like to thank Smith Wraps and Graphics. With over 25 years in the signs, graphics, and wraps business, Smith Wraps and Graphics is committed to quality products and exceptional customer service. Swag is a family-owned small business that is located in Yorktown, Virginia, and serves commercial customers and the racing community up and down the East Coast. For more information, you can call 757-874-2438. Again, 757-874-2438. Or you can visit them on Facebook at Smith Wraps and Graphics. So tonight's so if you missed the last Friday Dash for Cash race, here's going to be your results from the last race. So Christopher Zimmerman would end up winning the race. Second place would go to Wyatt C. Martin. Third was Christopher Bedwell. Fourth was Ian Martin. And fifth was Matthew Gusti. So that was the previous results from the Dash for Cash race at Phoenix Raceway. And tonight's format for this race is going to be a 4-lap qualifier, 40-lap race. Each driver will have 1 fast repair and a maximum of 14 instant counts. If needed, there's going to be 3 attempts at a green, white, checkered. So a great looking format for this race. Take a quick look here. Who is going to qualify first? See how the times stack up. Let's talk about the track that we're racing at tonight. Opened in 1960 by Bruton Smith and NASCAR driving legend Curtis Turner with the running of the longest stock car race in history, the World 600. The Charlotte Motor Speedway closed before it would ultimately become the home track of so many NASCAR teams. Just a year after the first race, the 1.5-mile oval track was in bankruptcy, done in by a huge infield rock formation that ballooned construction costs far beyond what its 2 founders had forecast. Almost 60 years later, nearly everything is different. More than 89,000 seats ring the racetrack, which was the first super speedway to install lights for night racing. It was also the first racetrack to incorporate a condominium apartment complex overlooking the racing service, which in my opinion would be very cool to live in if you're a racing fan. It was also the first to build an office complex with the same view as the condominium. So imagine working at Charlotte Motor Speedway with a view like that. It was also the first racetrack to sell naming rights because at one point it was known as Lowe's Motor Speedway. And it was also the first to open a year-round club where members can spectate during races and socialize with fellow club members in the infield. So everything is different from 1960 except for one thing, and that Charlotte Motor Speedway is still owned by the person who opened it, and that is Bruton Smith. These days, Charlotte Motor Speedway is the queen of a publicly traded motorsports empire controlled by Bruton Smith. Ousted from the track in 1962, Smith went on to a successful career in automotive retailing, and by 1975, he was able to buy back control of the speedway. With the legendary H.A. Humpy Wheeler managing the day-to-day operations and promoting the races with flair and imagination, their track was soon among the most successful racetrack in the world. A great track. Some people consider Daytona the world center of motorsports, but I'd have to consider Charlotte another big one. It's got, of course, the big oval. It's also got an road course in the middle, incorporating the oval and the road course. And it's also got, in the middle, we've seen it before on the the Monday night races. They've got like a Legends oval supposed to mimic Bowman Gray, and we've seen Legends and Bandoleros. And even the Southern Modifieds have raced there. So great track, and hopefully that could result in good racing. So far, Ian Martin is on the top of the board, setting a 36.792. Second place goes to Carl Staton with a 36.812. Third is James Batzer with a 36.835. Fourth is Matthew Zaccardo with a 36.850. And in fifth, it's Kyle Harbin with a 36.892. Still a few cars, like right here, William Alcala is still up to qualify. See where he goes on the board. And he goes to 12th on the board. Almost breaking into the 36s. He does have 4 laps to set a time. We might see him continue to climb the rankings. Also, Christopher Bedwell still needs to qualify. Here's William Alcala. Let's see if he can get faster than a 37. And he's now set a 36.934 still. He is remaining in the 12th position. He's still 1/100th off the 11th place car. We also have Christopher Bedwell still getting up to qualify. Like Christopher Bedwell has made his way up to the 3rd position, and Carl Staton has now passed Ian Martin for the first qualifying position as he set a 36.789. So Christopher Bedwell has a few more laps of qualifying left for him to set even faster times than that. He is a 10th off the 98 of Ian Martin, and also he's a 10th off of the first place car of Carl Staton. Let's see if he can beat either of those drivers on the qualifying board as he's about to set his next lap. And he sets a believe it was in the 37s. He's going to be done for qualifying. So very close times between the first and second place cars, respectively of Carl Staton and Ian Martin, with the Carl Staton's time only 1/100th faster than Ian's time. So these two, if what we've seen them qualify is what we've expected, we should be seeing them be closely competitive with each other. Also, Christopher Bedwell and James Batzer. So this should be a competitive race between everyone. And less than only 2/10 separates pretty much the entire field from 1st to 13th. William Alcala set a 36.934, so a very small difference. Only one driver has not broken into the 36s, but still, respectively, it is a very fast time. And sometimes we do see these street stocks draft behind each other on the track, so we might see some drafting between everyone. Looks like everyone who needs to qualify has qualified. As you can see, there's the Legends Oval right here in this frame. It's the middle of the infield, and it incorporates pit road along with the infield part and the track right here. So it's a little, the front straightaway. It's very different transitioning from flat ground to that high banked front straightaway. It looks like qualifying has been completed. It looks like we're going to have a heat race between two cars, William Alcala and Andrew Freeling. Yeah, we were expecting this one heat race to be skipped, but looks like we're having it anyway. 10 laps. Who knows, though? Maybe for the next 10 laps, it could be a two-car battle for the entire time, and it might be exciting. Starting order again. In the number 12, William Alcala and Andrew Freeling in the 12 and 11. Both of them are C-Class. William Alcala has the higher I rating with 1,571. Pace car pulls in. And green flags out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Already a big jump for William Alcala, already extending his lead to 1 second over the 11 of Andrew Freeling. And this is going to be 10 laps, so let's see if Andrew Freeling can catch up. Great restart for William Alcala, got a very big jump. And now he's about a turn ahead of Andrew Freeling. While we watch this race, we're gonna rev up the engines of these cars so you can hear what they sound like actually being at the track. So here it is. 1 lap to go here at Charlotte Motor Speedway during a dominant performance by William Alcala, who right now has a 2.683 lead over Andrew Freeling. iRacing would not let the race admin not let this heat race happen, so the winner of this heat race is going to be, right now it looks like William Alcala, unless something happens. He is going to be the winner. He broke into the 36s with a 36.989. So congratulations to William Alcala on his heat race win. But this is not going to decide anything for the real race now. But yeah, just the starting position, William Alcala will start over. And now we are gridding for the real race here, Charlotte Motor Speedway. And here's going to be your starting order. Starting in the first position, in the number 88, setting a time of 36.789, it's Carl Staton. Second place, in the number 98, Ian Martin. Third is the number 95 of Christopher Bedwell. In fourth, the 7 of James Batzer. In fifth, it's the 60 of Matthew Zaccardo. In sixth, it's the 23 of Kyle Harbin. In seventh, it's the 347 of Bo James. In eighth, it's the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum. Ninth, it's the 87 of Kyle Hall. In 10th, it is the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. In 11th, it's the 8 of Nathan Nixon. In 12th, it is the 337 of Bill Watkins. In 13th, it is the 12 of William Alcala. And in 14th, it's the 11 of Andrew Freeling. That is your starting lineup for tonight's race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's take a look at Carl Staton's stats. He is a D-class driver with an I rating of 1,490. The highest I rating is going to be Ian Martin, who is starting on the outside of Carl with a 5,236 I rating, and he is an A class. So he has the highest I rating, and he's starting on the front row. But let's see what happens. The cool thing about the Dash for Cash series is that everybody from all classes can enter. And most of these races involve tracks that are free with a normal iRacing membership. Right. Pace car pulls in. We're getting ready for the race. Green flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And 1 lap is on the board out of 40. Carl Staton, good jump in the 88 car. Ian Martin, though, following closely behind along with Christopher Bedwell. I think Ian Martin can close in the gap, and he already is on the bumper of that 88 car. But in the straightaways, we did see the 88 car increase the gap a little bit over the 98. So could we potentially... Yeah, he's back there. 98 of Ian Martin is back on the bumper of the 88, possibly in turns 3 and 4. Can he execute a move on him? Now his front bumper is now officially on the 88's back bumper. Looks like 88 though has increased the gap. He gets lower on him. So yep, they are drafting right now So if Ian wants to make a big run on the 88, he'd have to possibly ask the 95 of Christopher Bedwell or the 7 of James Batzer to pull up with him and draft with each other to get by the 88 of Carl Staton, but it's all about whether the drafting partner is willing to do that. And here comes the 60 and 50 of Matthew Zaccardo and Jonathan Mitchum catching up to them. We have a big draft train. Here comes Ian Martin. He did start to pull up. So now more and more cars are starting to come up behind them. But yeah, you can't really be the only car that gets out of line, because then all the other cars will get a larger momentum than you, and they'll just leave you hanging. So it's all about having the draft partner if you want to complete a pass. You see Ian Martin's trying to side draft. There goes 2 cars to the high side. Anybody else going to join them? Like the 12 of William Alcala tries to go up there. But as you can see, oh no, we're having a crash. 12, 8, 15, caution is out. There he goes. The 12 car flies up. The 8, both the 12 and the 8 hit the outside fence, while the 15 hits the safer barrier on the inside. And then the 12 tags the wall. Let's look at the replay one more time. The 8 is behind the 12 car. He pulls high, clips the bumper. That sends the 12 car down. Looks like some net code with the 15. Then the 15 pulls down, makes a little bit of contact with Tomasi. And then the 12 and 8 contact the wall. Look at the cockpit cam of Tyler Tomasi, who made it through that one. So here's what, he barely made it through this one, or he did get a little bit of side damage. And see, he sent him up, and then right into the front there of that 76 car. So a crash on lap number 5. And so far, some good racing as the leader, Carl Staton, has shown some dominance, as still Ian Martin's trying to cook up a plan to try to get by him in the draft. And we are now pacing, letting those cars that were involved in the accident to maybe get a reset or something. Again, there is one fast repair, so some of these guys involved in that previous wreck that had a lot of damage might have to use one of them, but since there only is one, they might have to use them wisely. Normally, if you do only have one fast repair and you want to use them wisely, you normally determine what wreck you're going to use it on by severity. So like Tyler Tomasi, he only had a little bit of damage, so necessarily you wouldn't want to go into the pits to waste the fast repair on small damage like that. More like a big wreck, like hitting the wall. Tyler Tomasi didn't make any contact with the wall. The 3 other cars that were involved in the wreck ended up hitting the wall. Right now, this gives Ian Martin a time to think about how he is going to try to overtake the 88 of Carl Staton, who had a good jump on the restart. But you have to be patient here at Charlotte Motor Speedway when deciding to make a pass, because you know that if you step out of line and you get left out to dry, then there's consequences to that as you slowly fall to the back of the pack. Another thing that these drivers are going to have to keep an eye on is their incident count, because they know 14 incident count can get you disqualified. So already some of those drivers involved in those wrecks already have a few ticks onto their incident count, so they might want to start protecting their cars a little bit so that you don't add more numbers to the incident count. Lights on the pace car have gone off. Here's going to be your restart order. First is going to be Carl Staton. Second will be Ian Martin. Third is Christopher Bedwell. Fourth will be James Batzer. Fifth will be Matthew Third will be Christopher Bedwell. Fourth will be James Batzer. Fifth will be Matthew Zaccardo. Sixth will be Tyler Tomasi. Seventh will be Kyle Harbin. Eighth will be Bo James. Eighth will be Bo James. Ninth will be Bill Watkins. 10th will be Andrew Freeling. 11th will be Nathan Nixon. 12th will be Jonathan Mitchum. 13th will be Kyle Hall, and 14th will be William Alcala. Pace car pulls in, getting ready for the restart. Green flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Another good jump for Carl Staton. Ian Martin should fall in line behind him. He side drafts, pulls up side by side with the 88 car. But the 88 car continues to have a fast car. Ian Martin is on the quarter panel. And he gets a big jump. He's side by side with the 88 car again. He's on his back. Ian's back bumper was on the front of his car. Now, again, they're side by side. Ian's nose goes all the way back to the quarter panel, or at least all the way back to the rear tire. Here comes the 95 and 76 of Christopher Bedwell and Tyler Tomasi also joining in the party. Tyler might try to go high and help Ian. I'm not sure, though, as Tyler Tomasi falls back in behind the 95 of Christopher Bedwell. Here goes Tyler Tomasi going up to the high side to help the 98 of Ian Martin try to get by Carl Staton. But also the 88 of Carl Staton. Oh no! Ian Martin tags the wall. And he slowly falls back. And now it's a battle for the 88 car of Carl Staton is on the high side while the 95... Oh, here's the... Still Christopher Bedwell in the 95, in the 88 of Carl Staton. Carl Staton has Tyler Tomasi behind him, helping him out, trying to get him by the 95. Though the 95's draft has more cars than the high side draft, but that doesn't always mean everything. Still remaining side by side, the 88's nose now is in front of the 95. Now the side of the 88 car. And now they're again side by side with each other, with the 95's nose getting a little bit ahead of Christopher Bedwell. The 88 got very close there to getting by him, but wasn't quite enough, as the 95 was still at his quarter panel. He almost got there to his front bumper, but he thought differently and pulled back up in front of the 76 of Ian Martin. Here comes another reinforcement on the high line. The 347 of Bo James is also coming to help Tyler and Carl try to get ahead of the 95 of Christopher Bedwell. Oh, Bo James pulled right down. Oh no, Bo James hit the bumper and caution. Oh no, the 95 pulls and caution has to come out now. Here's the wreck. So the 347 hit the back bumper of the 7. He pulls down to contact 60, but that's not the biggest part. That I don't even think a caution would have came out with that wreck. Then the 88 pulls down on and clips the 95. He pulls back up. Then he hits Tyler Tomasi. Tyler Tomasi gets into the 7 of James Batzer, and then Christopher Bedwell slides through the infield. James Batzer. And Ian Martin is slowly making his way through all this. Yeah, and he made it up through clean, though he still is in the 8th position after that restart. It's the 88 of Carl Staton. Yeah, we're going to see how it reshuffles after all these pace laps. And will anybody go to pit road for fuel or tires? Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars going onto pit road. Let's watch the race off of pit road here. They all pull in. Give me 6 cars now on pit road. As you can see, it's kind of funny how no pit crew members come out to assist the car. It just kind of magically, there's a magical jack that sets the tires into the air. Unlike in NASCAR Heat 4, there's actual pit crew members that come out and assist your car. And looks like the 95 of Christopher Bedwell is the first off of pit road. We're waiting for 5 others to make their way off of pit road. They must have a lot of damage. All right, the next car is making his way off. Looks like that's the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum. He makes his way off of pit road. Now 4 cars sitting on pit road. Here comes the pace car coming by. These cars are about to go a lap down. As most of those cars that are on pit road, I feel like more cars in this wreck are going to have to use the resets in the previous wreck. Looks like 2 other cars have made their way off of pit road, and that leaves 2 still on pit road. Comes Jonathan Mitchum catching up to the field behind Christopher Bedwell. And as you can tell, it's amazing how realistic iRacing is. First of all, the cars look realistic. The track looks realistic, from the fans to the buildings, the Jumbotron, the signing. They go to the track and they scan it to make sure that everything is accurate. And every year they go back to the track and they rescan it, so all the data is accurate on iRacing. Looks like Andrew Freeling is done for the day. We continue to pace, still letting everyone get their cars settled and catch back up to the field. We do, that I know of, we do have one real racer in the mix. That's Tyler Tomasi. He is actually racing in the American Canadian Tour, and this weekend he's going to be racing in that tour at Oxford Plains Speedway. So if you're up there in that area, I'm not sure if they're going to have fans or not. Maybe try to go and give the 76 of Tyler Tomasi some support as he's racing in the ACT at Oxford Plains. So it's cool that we actually have a real racer. He also races at Seekonk Speedway in the late model division also. So it's cool to have a real racer in these iRacing races. And I'm sure a lot of these other drivers do a lot of cool things in real life. But Tyler's the only one that I know of. So here's your restart order for this next restart. Starting is in first is going to be the 88 of Carl Staton. Starting in second is going to be the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. Starting in third is going to be the 23 of Kyle Harbin. Starting in fourth is going to be the 60 of Matthew Zaccardo. Fifth is going to be the 87 of Kyle Hall. Sixth is going to be the 95 of Christopher Bedwell. Seventh is going to be the 337 of Bill Watkins. Eighth is going to be the 347 of Bo James. Ninth is going to be the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum. 10th is going to be the 98 of Ian Martin. 11th is going to be the 7 of James Batzer. 12th is going to be the 8 of Nathan Nixon. And that is your restart order. 11 cars on the lead lap, 12 on the track altogether. Excited for this restart. Last restart, that portion of green flag racing was very exciting racing, so hopefully these next few green flag laps are the same exciting. All right, pace car pulls in. And green flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Carl Staton gets a good jump now. Here comes Kyle Harbin under the 76 of Tyler Tomasi for the second place position. Now Kyle Harbin ends up clearing the 76 of Tyler Tomasi, and they all pull in single file next to each other. But I don't think that's going to last for long. Some drivers are going to try to make a move early on. I don't believe in this first lap of the restart we're going to see any big movers. But in the next few laps, we might see cars venture out to the outside and see if they get any drafting partners. So far, we are single file for the most part. And right now, it's just that the 5 cars from the 88 to the 87. The top 5 is all grouped together. Here comes the 23 of Kyle Harbin on the outside, trying to see if he can get any draft partners. He's now side by side with the 88, but now the 88 clears him, and he's now side by side with the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. They still remain side by side into the front straightaway. Let's see what happens in turns 1 and 2. His front end is now falling back to Tyler's quarter panel. The only way that would have been successful is if he had a drafting partner. So let's see if drivers like the 87 or the 95 might try to pull up and assist the 23 of Kyle Harbin. He continues to be about on the rear quarter panel of Tyler Tomasi. But his front end, he's now side by side. It's ever changing. I guess Kyle Harbin thought that he could get drafting partners. Here comes the 87 of Kyle Hall, moving up to the high side to help the 23. And also the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum moves up to the high side to assist. So we have two different lines going on right now. And we might see them start to get up to each other. Right now, the leader of the high line is about on the quarter panel of the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. As we'll continue to watch them try to progress up through the field. They're now pretty equal. Now the front end of the 23 is about on Tyler's side front. Oh, here comes the 23. He's now side by side, or at least up there with the 88 car and not just the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. Though looks like the 88 of Carl Staton has cleared the 23. But that was a pretty big run. He got up side by side with the 88, but still cannot successfully make a pass. Now the 23 is getting back up to the quarter panel of the 88. Ooh, Tyler Tomasi pulled up a little bit too close to the 23, and we saw him move up a little bit. Uh-oh, 23 tags the wall. 87 pulls down and tags the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. Then Tyler Tomasi pulls up, and he gets into Kyle Hall. Good thing that they saved that, because we saw a driver pull up, and he hit the fence. But good save from the 23 of Kyle Harbin. As that last lap, he was about 3/100th ahead of the 8 of Carl Staton, but now Carl Staton regains that gap, and he's now side by side with the 23 car. 23 now again side by side. And the 23, he almost got cleared. I feel like in the next, oh no, the 87, oh! Caution's out. Let's see that replay. So the 87 was behind the 23 of Kyle Harbin. Kyle Harbin pulls down on the 88. Then he pulls back up. 87 gets onto the bumper. Then the 23 of Kyle Harbin pulls down on the 88. Look at Tyler Tomasi making it through the 60 of Matthew Zaccardo. Wasn't so lucky. Neither was Christopher Bedwell. Oh, wow. The 337 made it under a flipping car when he was flipping. And that is disappointing. I don't know how Tyler Tomasi made it through that one. Yeah, watch how he avoids it. He just pulls straight down. I don't know how. Also, the 337 did a good job. I mean, it wasn't even his doing. The car was just bouncing on the racetrack, and it decided to flip barely over. Looks like the 7-8 347 all are doing fine. So we are going to try to get the number 98 of Ian Martin in the booth. He is currently running in the 9th position. So, hey Ian, this is Atlee in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So after that last wreck, did you have any damage?
3 minutes of optional repairs. I think I'll be able to fix it under this caution, but I think I'll still have damage. So just trying to salvage as many points as possible.
So what is going to be your plan to try to come back and get up front with Tyler Tomasi and Carl Staton in them?
Well, I don't really think I'll be able to get back up there with them. I'm just trying to make my way through the crashes and get as many spots as possible.
All right. Hopefully that plan works successfully for you. Good luck, Ian.
Thanks.
Let's see what happens with that 98 car of Ian Martin. As we're still underpacing, as a lot of these guys are trying to get repairs fixed. We're also going to try to bring the number 88 of Carl Staten. First, I'm going to see if the lights on the pace car have gone. Nope, so I guess we have enough time. Hey Carl, this is Atlee in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, what's going on, man?
So, did you have any damage after that previous wreck?
Not that I'm aware of. We're gonna find out here when we go green again. I'm hoping I'm not, because I need to stay up here for points.
Yeah, you're up there with the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. You've had a lot of great restarts. So what's going to happen this next restart with that number 88 car?
I'm just gonna stay right with them and try to guess the restart here, because it goes on later. So I'm gonna try to time them and just try to get out in front of them or get right underneath them or somehow.
All right, hopefully that plan works successfully for you. Good luck. So next time by, we're going to be 10 laps to go, officially on the board. Ooh, looks like Tyler Tomasi does have some front end damage looking there. And also, we'll go to the number 88 car. If he has any damage surveying his car. Looks like right there on the right front, he has a little bit of damage. Yep. As you can see, the sheet metal is bent on his car. Hopefully that doesn't affect his car too much though. He also looks like he has some damage on the quarter panel as well. So he has his sheet metals bent a little bit on the front. The back is looking okay. There's a little bit of markings on both the front and back, but he doesn't look too bad. The only concern right now looks like the front end is a little bit damaged. Lights on the pace car have gone off. So here is going to be your restart order. Starting in first will be the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. Second is going to be the 88 of Carl Staten. Third will be the 87 of Kyle Hall. Fourth will be the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum. Fifth will be the 347 of Bo James. Sixth will be the 337 of Bill Watkins. Seventh will be the 98 of Ian Martin. 8th will be the 7 of James Batzer. 9th will be the 8 of Nathan Nixon. And 10th will be the 95 of Christopher Bedwell. So there's 8 cars on the lead lap and 10 cars total right now. So on the bottom we got the 76 Tomasi Law Associates car. He's been showing a lot of speed. He's made through a lot of the wrecks. And he has been the drafting partner a few times with Ian and Carl Staten. And Carl Staten has been the leader for the majority of the race, though. That caution put him on the outside, though. So, green flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Good jump for Tyler Tomasi. 88 pulls into line. And wow, taking off like a rocket. Tyler Tomasi had a great restart in that number 76 car. Wow. Back here. Yeah, Staton has a lot more damage than he thought. Here comes the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum coming up on the outside of the 87 of Kyle Hall. And he's now up there on the rear quarter panel of the 88 of Carl Staton. Wow, Jonathan Mitchum is showing a lot of speed, and he doesn't even have... Oh, looks like he does have a drafting partner, though. Jonathan Mitchum now makes his way to the second position. Now Kyle Hall is trying to make his way by the 88 of Carl Staton. That's a shame that he didn't realize how much damage that he had on that number 88 car. Again, we saw the right front has damage. The right quarter panel has a lot of damage. Looks like Kyle Hall has now made his way by the 88 of Carl Staton now. The 98 of Ian Martin is trying to make his way by the 88. The 76, Tyler Tomasi now is 5 seconds ahead. Here comes the 15. He's closing in the gap on Tyler, along with the 87 of Kyle Hall, also giving the 15 a push to get up there to the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. Now the lead is 2 seconds, back up to 3 though. Oh, caution is out. I just now realized that. I'm not sure who was involved in that wreck. Bill Watkins looks like he fell down the rankings in the 337. We'll see if it's him. Oh, yep, it was him. Or we think. Oh, he was part of it. Yeah, the 7 got into the 98 of Ian Martin, then the 347 and 337 ended up getting involved. Interesting. Again, there goes the 98 of Ian Martin, 347 and 337 and nowhere to go. There goes Nathan Nixon in the 8 car just going by. 4 laps to go. I think it might be time to use the 1 green-white checkered attempt. That is disappointing for those drivers, but luckily there is 1 fast repair that some of those drivers can use, though I believe some drivers involved in that wreck might have already used theirs in the 2 previous cautions that we've had. Looks like Tyler Tomasi, Jonathan Mitchum, and Kyle Hall, the front 3 ended up making it through as they were about a second away from those farther back guys. The 15 of Jonathan Mitchum was catching up to the 76 car with his drafting partner Kyle Hall, but right before he could make it up to the 76 of Tyler Tomasi, the caution had already come out. Like Christopher Bedwell went into the pits. It didn't look like he was involved any in that wreck. Carl Staton is making his way off of pit road right now. And now Christopher Bedwell is on pit road. We haven't seen any of the leaders have to go into the pits. See how many times everyone has pitted. So Tyler Tomasi has not gone into the pits once. Jonathan Mitchum has gone in once. Kyle Hall has gone in once. James Batzer has gone into the pits twice. Bill Watkins, who was involved in that previous wreck, hasn't been into the pits. Ian Martin has been into the pits 6 times. Nathan Nixon has been into the pits 1 time. Bo James has been into the pits 2 times. Carl Staton has been into the pits 1 time. And Christopher Bedwell has gone into the pits 2 times. So that is the amount of pit time that all of these drivers have had. So only Tyler Tomasi and Bill Watkins are the only drivers that have yet to pit. Continue to pace, anticipating the green-white checkered. So when the green flag waves, it'll be 2 laps to go. And when the white flag waves, again, it'll be 1 lap to go. So if a caution comes out on the lap number with 2 laps to go, then the race will end. And if a caution comes out on the final lap, then they will just have to race to the finish regardless of if there's a wreck in the driving line. No caution will come out. And after this, if you've seen in the title, this is going to be a double header. So after this, we are going to transition over to the FND race at Talladega with the 87 cars. So right after this race, we'll go over there to also show that, because that race is lasting longer than this. The FND race is 75 laps, while this is 40 laps, and plus it's at a super speedway, which is longer than Charlotte Motor Speedway. So hang around and watch the other one once this race is done. And looks like it's getting close to being done because the lights on the pace car have gone off. Here's going to be your restart order. First is going to be the 76 of Tyler Tomasi. Second will be the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum. Third will be the 87 of Kyle Hall. Fourth will be the 7 of James Batzer. Fifth will be the 337 of Bill Watkins. Sixth will be the 98 of Ian Martin. Seventh will be the 347 of Bo James. Eighth will be the 8 of Nathan Nixon. Ninth will be the 88 of Carl Staton. And 10th will be the 95 of Christopher Bedwell. 9 cars on the lead lap.
Guys, remember the start is on the
currently.
leader, not second place, not third. It's on the leader.
This is going to be a crazy restart. Green, white, checkered. 1 attempt. Let's see what happens here. Green flag is out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tyler Tomasi, good restart though. The 15 of Jonathan Mitchum, not far behind him. Going to be only 2 laps for Jonathan Mitchum and the rest of the cars to get up to Tyler Tomasi. Onto the straightaway. Jonathan Mitchum right now is 2 seconds off Tyler Tomasi. He's there. He's up there onto the bumper. He has 1 more lap to do it next time by. He pulls up. on the rear quarter panel of Tomasi. Looks like the 87 of Kyle Hall is moving up there to help the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum. 87 of Kyle Hall pulls down. He gets under the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum, trying to make the pass for second place. Looks like the 87 gets into the bumper of Tyler Tomasi. Will we see a bump and run from anyone? 87 right behind Tyler Tomasi. Oh no! Him in the 15 turn, and Tyler Tomasi finishes the race. Congratulations to the 76 Tomasi Law Associates car. Let's watch this finish one more time. The 87 tried to spin Tomasi, but while that happened, the 15 pulled down on him, and then both of them spun, and James Baxter had nowhere to go. And the 7 made it through for second. Boom, Carl Staton. And then the 337 of Bill Watkins ended up winning the race. So representing the club, representing Club New England, in that number 76 Tomasi Associates, LLC, Junior Motorsports Street Stock. Congratulations to Tyler Tomasi on his win. Second place went to the 7 of James Batzer. Third place went to the 337 of Bill Watkins. Fourth place went to the 88 of Carl Staton. Fifth was the 87 of Kyle Hall. Sixth was the 98 of Ian Martin. Seventh was the 8 of Nathan Nixon. Eighth was the 15 of Jonathan Mitchum. Ninth was the 347 of Bo James. Then in 10th, it's the 95 of Christopher Bedwell. 11th was the 23 of Kyle Harbin. 12th was the 60 of Matthew Zaccardo. 13th was the 11 of Andrew Freeling. And 14th was the 12 of William Alcala. Let's talk to Tyler Tomasi. Looks like he is in the broadcast booth. Hey Tyler, this is Atlee in the booth. Do you copy?
Yes, I do.
So, first of all, congratulations on that win. What happened there in that final restart? It was very hectic.
This is pretty much the Daytona or Talladega, whatever you want to call it, of street stocks. Just had to really hold the bottom, control the lanes on the backstretch, kind of moving up and down to break the draft, but they still got around me and was able to hold the bottom. Luckily, the guy behind me went to the inside instead of the outside. I think if he were to push him, he would probably get pushed by me, but went to the outside. I was able to hug the blue line around the track. Then they wrecked coming off of 4, and it was clear home. And I can't believe I won one of these things. I suck at this type of racing, flat out racing. I never win it. I think this is like the only second time I've won a league where you don't lift out of track, and it feels good to finally have some luck at these types of racetracks.
So I informed the viewers about you actually racing in real life. How does iRacing translate to actually racing on real racetracks? Like right now, you're racing in the American Canadian Tour, about to race this weekend at Oxford Plains.
Yeah, it helps a lot. I got the chance to test a few months ago at Oxford with the late model right after I ran that race, that Ian's league, and won, and it's identical. And it's pretty much the only difference, obviously, is G-force and the heat inside the race cars. But beside that, focus-wise, the marks you have to hit and the precision and the, the smartness you have to win and be good. It's pretty much the same thing. And yeah, definitely looking forward to Oxford on Sunday.
All right. So any sponsors you would like to thank?
Oh, yeah, Tomasi Law Associates, RLS Performance, Caddick Title Company, all my friends and family who are watching, and all my fans support me no matter what.
All right, so good luck at that race this weekend at Oxford Plains. And again, congratulations on your win here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Thank you.
So just hold here as we're going to be switching over to FND for that race. Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for FND Racing Friday night at Talladega Superspeedway. I am Atlee, @ManWees, and I'll be your broadcaster for tonight's race featuring the 87 cars and the exciting drivers from FND Racing. FND Racing is one of the oldest online racing simulation groups of any racing game simulation. Their roots go back to Sierra Papyrus's NASCAR 4, which debuted 10 days before Dale Earnhardt's death, all the way back in 2010. And after just naming you that year, now you can tell that it really is one of the oldest online racing simulation groups. The core of the group can be traced back to the Golem 38, which were 104 lap races that Monty Noise hosted. They then migrated to NASCAR 2002 and NASCAR 2003 before jumping to their current location at iRacing, and they are not illegal, although they have done the league thing before, and they are just a group of guys who share the same passion of heart-pumping, white-knuckle super speedway racing, and they do have an F&D team within the group, and they will work with those who race with them. And their rooms are open, and unless you prove to be a bonehead, you're welcome to race with us. So far, great racing. Josh Hall in the number 27 Kodiak car is in the lead with the one of Dave Swindell following right behind here. And these guys can run all over the tracks because in normal racing today, there are restrictor plates on these cars, but right now they're free to run. I tested in these cars and they can run like 210 miles per hour. In a restrictor plate, when they add it, it's basically a square piece of aluminum with 4 holes drilled into it, and each hole is about the size of a quarter, and the plate reduces the flow of air and fuel into a car's engine, and with less fuel to burn, the cars go slower, but now the cars are free and they can go faster. And so they are running 210. The reason why they did add the restrictor plate was because during the 1987 Winston 500, the car of another driver named Bobby Allison, he went airborne and crashed into a fence at 210 miles per hour. And after that, NASCAR put safety measures in place to prevent similar high-speed crashes, which could prevent major injuries or fatalities. So far, 1, 2, 3 are single file. Back there, though, in the 4th position, there's a battle for the 4th position. And look at these boxy 87 cars, Monte Carlos. Pretty much everyone is a Monte Carlo except for Joseph Wright and Tim Hamilton. And some sweet-looking paint jobs. And looks like some of the leaders are going in to pit. So, oh no, DJ Harris spins on the pit road. Josh Hall goes on the pit road, and Daniel Emrindal, who was 1 lap down, he also goes on pit road, and 76 of DJ Harris is getting himself back going after that spin on the pit road. So far, these are the only 3 cars on pit road at the moment. Back out front, here comes the 74 of Jason Yacht coming up on the outside of Dave Swindell, trying to get by him. And looks like Jason Yacht has cleared Dave Swindell, and the 3 of Joseph Wright is trying to follow. Dave Swindell is going into the pits to get some fuel. And that should give 74 of Jason Yacht the lead, with Joseph Wright not far behind. And there's also Eric Laurie and Rob Malone as the 4 cars still that have yet to pit. Here they are coming up on a lap car. Let's see if they can successfully get by him without wrecking. But I believe this time we might see them go into the pits. Nope. Jason Yacht and Joseph Wright and Eric Laurie and Rob Malone, all 4 of them are continuing to stay out, as right now they are coming up on the 37 of Daniel Rindall. And they end up pulling under him. So far, they're successful. Now they're side by side with Rindall. After getting under him. Oh no! Rindall slides, he gets in. Looks like everyone though. Great save by the 3 of Joseph Wright, who ended up making contact with Rindall. Yacht goes into the pits, and also Wright and Malone are coming into the pits. Still though, Eric Laurie continues to stay out. Here's Eric Laurie. He's going to have a lot of lap traffic to pass. He's the final driver. He's staying out for as long as he can, milking his fuel into the very end. But he will, though, eventually have to go in to the pits. Looks like he is going to choose this time to head in to the pits. Right now he has about a 30 knot. Right now looks like Eric Laurie has a 43-second lead. 44 over Joseph Wright. Let's see if they can catch up that gap. So Eric Laurie's making his way off the pit road. Here comes Josh Hall by him. And Josh Hall now takes the lead over the 071 of Eric Laurie. So it still does say Eric Laurie's the leader. Josh Hall is now the leader, with Dave Swindell in second place and Joseph Wright right behind him. Oh, caution is out. Oh, there it is, 76. Here's the replay coming up right here. Coming in, DJ Harris was 2 laps down, and he was in front of Joseph Wright, Jason Yacht, and Rob Malone. In front of him is Dave Swindell. He ended up making it across the stripe. He went high. As you can see, though, his car is starting to get loose into the turns. And he ends up pulling down onto the pits, and his car jerks back up. And he ends up getting into Jason Yacht and Rob Malone. And both of them get sent spinning. Rob Malone tags the wall, gets on his side, and ends up flipping 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Still on his roof. Then he gets back onto his side. Let's try to get Joseph Wright into the booth here. He's in second. Let's talk to Josh. Josh Hall, he's in the number 27 Kodiak Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Hey Josh, this is Atlee in the booth. You copy?
Got you loud and clear.
So right now, your 27 car is in the lead spot right now. You had a large gap over the leaders, but they've now caught up to you. What's going to be your plan in this upcoming restart in these very hard to control 87 cars?
I plan on blocking. I mean, breaking the draft, blocking, trying to put my car, make it 3 lanes wide, and keep them all behind me.
So, nice paint scheme. Why did you choose that Kodiak paint scheme?
Rusty Wallace was always my favorite driver growing up, so I figured I'd pay tribute to him.
Good luck. Let's see what that number 27. You do have teammates around you. Looks like Joseph Wright is right behind you. Would you potentially going to work together with him?
With these cars, the way they drive, I think right now it's more every man for himself, especially coming down to the end here.
All right. Good luck. Let's see what that number 27 car can do.
Thank you, Adley.
So he did mention drafting, and right now we're going to get into the science of NASCAR, and I will explain drafting. Drafting occurs when a car lines up right behind the car in front of it with just inches between their bumpers, and the leading cars block the flow of air, creating an area of low pressure behind them. This area acts like a vacuum, sucking the trailing cars forward. The trailing cars' spoilers, reducing their drag and also giving them a boost. The more cars that are grouped in a drafting formation, the faster all the cars will go. That is a quick explanation of how drafting works. Like DJ Harris is getting his lap back. He's going to go from 2 laps down to 1 lap down. Let's also try to get another perspective on this restart. Let's try to get the number 3 of Joseph Wright into the booth. Hey Joe, this is Atlee in the booth. You copy?
Yo, Atlee, how's it going, bud?
Good. So we got the number 3 car out here. You're starting right behind Josh Hall. Josh said that it's going to be every man for himself. So what's going to be your strategy here on this upcoming restart starting second?
Well, it's been a wreck fest up till now. I know you guys missed some of the earlier stuff. We had about 20 guys out there. It's been a wreck fest, but the last, up until this caution, the last 20 or so laps were awesome racing, and we had a lot of good passing, a lot of give and take, and that's what I think it's going to take here for the next at least 10 laps, and then we'll see toward the end. But Josh is strong up there by himself, so we'll see.
So what is it like being in these new 87 cars, which have just been recently added to iRacing?
Well, at super speedways, they're a handful. You like in cup and trucks and things of that nature, you can mash the gas to the floor and drive it wherever you want to. But with these, you got to lift. Otherwise, the car pushes. You're doing 218, 220 sometimes down the backstretch.
Oh, wow, that's very fast. Well, hopefully that's not going to be too much to handle for you. Good luck. Let's see what that number 3 Pure Later car can do.
Thanks, Phil.
So restarting here, here's going to be your restart order. Starting first is going to be the number 27 of Josh Hall. Second will be the 3 of Joseph Wright. Third is going to be the 1 of Dave Swindell. Fourth will be the 74 of Jason Yacht. Fifth is going to be the 37 of Daniel M. Rindall. And sixth is going to be the 76 of DJ Harris. Sounds like it was a wreck fest before he got here. But though, like he said, the last 20 laps had been green flag. But then that caution came out with DJ Harris. So 6 cars on the lead lap. Every single car on the track right now is on the lead lap. All of them are FND drivers. So this should be exciting. All of them are in one group. Here we go. Though remember, the start-finish line isn't in the middle of the track like most speedways is. It's at about the end of the front straightaway. We'll wait until we get to the restart zone. And green flags out here at Talladega Superspeedway. We got Josh Hall and Joseph Wright on the front row. Josh Hall looks like he ends up clearing the 3 of Joseph Wright now. Joe is side by side with the 74 of Jason Yacht for the third position. Joe is manning the outside, but I'm not sure what's going to happen here with the 74 car. He might eventually have to pull in behind the 74. Jason Yacht, looks like Jason has cleared Joseph Wright. Let's look at this battle up here. The one car of Dave Swindell right now is trying to get by the 27 of Josh Hall. Here comes Joseph Wright making a comeback. He gets under Jason Yacht. He gets under the one of Dave Swindell, and now he's going to try to track down the 27 of Josh Hall. Joe is pulling up on the outside of Josh Hall. They're side by side going into turns 3 and 4. Still has not cleared him, though Josh Hall has not cleared Joe either. And looks like Josh Hall now has cleared Joseph Wright. Here comes the one of Dave Swindell trying to get under Joe as well, and he does end up doing it again. Now we got Jason Yacht trying to retake third for himself. And looks like he does end up doing so. We saw Joseph Wright fall all the way back down to fourth. Then he made his way all the way back up for battling for first, and then he fell all the way back down to fourth again. So it's been up and down for Joseph Wright. Let's see if he can make a comeback. Here comes the 74 of Jason Yacht on the outside of Dave Swindell. Jason Yacht still has not cleared Dave Swindell. Yacht gets on the outside of the 27 of Josh Hall, or he was. Now here comes the one of Dave Swindell. He was right there on the bumper of Josh Hall. Side by side, got Dave Swindell on the bottom, trying to get by. Looks like the 74, 3, and 37 are drafting partners right now. So the top line has more drafting partners than the bottom. Still, Jason Yacht hasn't made a pass yet. Looks like DJ Harris right now is going to have a decision to make whether he's going to try to assist the bottom or top line. If he does decide to do the bottom, there's going to be 3 on each line, so it's going to be equally equal, I guess you could say. Let's take a look. We're going to take this time while they're still side by side to thank the sponsor of the race. And that is Go To Property Services. Looks like we do not have the logo for them, but still we're going to take this time to thank them. Go To Property Services is your go-to source for quality, affordable painting, pressure washing, handyman, and landscaping services. They're a licensed and insured business you can trust. So make sure to make Go To your go-to. Visit their Facebook page for more information. Their hours are from Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. So again, if you have any painting, pressure washing, handyman, and landscaping service needs, then make sure to contact Go To Property Services for that. And if you have Facebook, make sure to look them up on there for further information. Still, Jason Yacht trying to make a rally on the 27 of Josh Hall. Still has not been able to do that. Jason Yacht pulls in behind the 27 of Josh Hall. He's going to use that draft. He gets under him now. The 74 is side by side with the 27 of Josh Hall for the first position. what's chasing out. Looks like still side by side with Josh Hall having a lot of speed on the high line. When we were going into the straightaway, it looks like Josh Hall had a nose. We're now 3 wide. Here comes Dave Swindell into the mix. And now Dave Swindell has ultimately cleared Jason Yacht. Joseph Wright pulls on to the bottom line. And Dave Swindell has cleared Josh Hall for the race lead. Josh Hall now battling for the second position with the 3 of Joseph Wright. Now Joseph Wright moves up to the high side and becomes the leader of the high line. And he moves up to be side by side with the 1 of Dave Swindell. We've seen a lot of shifting and moving going on here at Talladega Superspeedway. Continue to be 2 wide at every single position, first, second, and third. Here comes the 27 of Josh Hall. He was on the rear quarter panel of Joseph Wright. We're now 10 laps to go officially. At lap number 71 will be 5 laps to go. Looks like Joseph Wright pulls down onto the bottom in front of Dave Swindell and now becomes the leader of the bottom line. But then he moves all the way back up to the high side, though, to block Josh Hall from making a run on him. But that puts Dave Swindell now as the leader of the bottom line again. And here comes Josh Hall under the 3 of Joseph Wright, as he is now the leader of the top line. And sometimes we do see 3 wide due to the fact that, if you haven't noticed, Talladega actually has a larger width from the bottom of the track to the height of the track compared to the other super speedway that we race at in FND Daytona. So it's interesting to note that sometimes we do see more 3 wide racing at Talladega compared to Daytona. Like Joseph Wright is pulling down, or he was pulling down onto the bottom line. Also, here comes DJ Harris moving up to the top line. Joseph Wright makes his way under the 27 of Josh Hall. We're 3 wide. Not anymore. Joseph Wright now is your new leader of the top line. As the race is continuing to near to an end, Josh Hall did try to make his way. Yep, he is making his way. He pulls back in behind the 3 of Joseph Wright. And actually, the NASCAR Cup Series last Monday, they ended up having a race here also at Talladega Superspeedway. It was a 2 wide finish, so hopefully this finish will be just as exciting as last Talladega. The 3rd place driver, Eric Almirola, ended up finishing 3rd backwards. So I'm not sure if that will happen. Here comes Joseph Wright pulling down. He was trying to get down in front of the 1 of Dave Swindell, but he was not successful. So still remaining side by side between the 3 and 1 car. Seven laps to go now on, 6 laps to go on the board. And continuing on, looking very stout is both Joseph Wright and the 1 of Dave Swindell, but easily the drafting partners behind them could easily make a move. Like Josh Hall right now, he could pull under Joseph Wright and retake the lead of the top line. And this time by, it's about to be 5 laps to go.